Yo, what's up guys? How's it going? Nugget Therapy here. Today I want to talk about the price action on the Bitcoin chart and what seems to be going on right now with the price action. We had a asymmetric ascending triangle which broke out to the upside, and now we seem to be going towards the 8400 mark. But I want to talk a bit more into it, and if you think that this sounds interesting, well, stick around, leave a like, leave a comment, tick the bell, and let's get to it. Okay, well, as you can see, we're on the Bitcoin chart, on back to the Coinbase chart, and I had this outline for you yesterday. Actually, let's go back to the Bitstamp chart, um, so we can see clearly what we had yesterday. So yeah, this is the um, the Bitstamp chart, and I had this outline as a ascending triangle yesterday, like this. There we go. And the neckline was somewhere around here. And you can see that ever since we broke out of this yesterday, we went about as high as maybe 2200, and then we went into a little um, correction here. We created a flag which broke to the upside again. You can see that we actually held on past resistance, which became new support. If we go into the 1 hour chart, you can see that we formed a flag here on the 1 hour and on the 4 hour, and since then we broke to the upside, which seems to be bullish. We had some decent volume on this break here, and now some okay volume on this break here. But if we look at the daily chart, which is what is concerning me, you can clearly see that this volume is pretty awful. You can see yesterday's volume for such a breakout was like a really small bar. It still engulfs all of the previous day's bars. All these bars are engulfed by this volume bar, but still I find that volume is still pretty low. I think that we might get more bull action if we can go through our previous wicks here. If you go above 8300, which is the top of this wick here, and this wick, and this wick, and this one over here, I think we're gonna see more volume coming in. And then we need to go past this wick here on top, and then we're good to go for quite a bit, which is the 8400 mark. But yeah, overall I think that this might look bullish for now. The volume has been, I mean, for a breakout this is really low volume, so maybe the volume is going to come in later, but if within the next 24 hours we don't see more volume coming in, I think this is going to roll over and we're going to see a fake out rally here on the charts. If we look at the weekly chart, right now the weekly chart seems fine. I mean, we're higher, we moved higher than the 8,000 mark, which is a good thing, but you can see here on the weekly that we're currently at resistance. This is the pre-year peak at 8250 right here, and we had some confluence in the past here and here as well, and also this break here to the downside, which was both support and resistance. And yeah, so I think that we're currently trading at resistance, and if we really want to assess if this is going to be an upside break and if we're in the clear for more bullish action, I think that we have to clear this wick here. We really have to clear this wick, the wick at 8400. I think that right now we're trading right at resistance, even though we broke out of the 4 hour ascending triangle. But the other thing I want to let you know about is that if we rearrange our lines here like this, here we go. This looks somewhat like a rising wedge. Depending on how you place your lines, this looks somewhat like a rising wedge, and if this is the case and we break to the downside here, I think um, we're due to see lower levels. On the 4-hour, the MACD histogram here is cooling off as well. I would have liked seeing more green action here, or at least at the breakout, we should have had a bigger histogram candle on the MACD. With this ascending wedge here that we're potentially forming now, I think the RSI is in a similar pattern. If we take the lows here and connect them together and do the same with the highs, here you can see that this is somewhat of an ascending wedge as well. So I think that we might hit the overbought level here on the RSI and then potentially get rejected. So this is in line with what I said earlier. We need some volume here. The bulls need to get going, and we need to see more buying action here, and so we can break out of these patterns to the upside, um, and not get a fake out here, because I think that this is potentially bearish as well, and we might see much lower levels here if it breaks to the downside. But let's not freak out here. Let's be realistic. I think that if we stay above 8,000, we're still good. But if we break back below 8,000, I think that we're gonna see the potentially 71 to 6,800 levels. On the stochastic RSI, we have somewhat of a ascending triangle here, so we could potentially break to the upside as well. Like here we had an ascending triangle and we broke to the upside, so maybe we're going to break to the upside on the stochastic RSI, and we might be ready in that case to see higher levels. Here, as outlined in my video yesterday, we literally broke out of this line of resistance and we're trading over that line, so maybe we might be ready to go in the overbought area if we keep going upwards. But you can clearly see here on the daily that this looks a bit like a rising wedge, and if we don't break out here and see some substantial volume in the near future, I'd say maybe within between 24 and 48 hours. I like it between sooner than that, but I think that we're gonna be ready to see higher levels. And if it doesn't happen, this is likely to be a fake out rally, and we might be ready to see lower levels in that case. Let's look at the RSI. So on the daily here, I think we broke out. Yeah, we're just about to break out of the descending wedge that I had outlined here. You can see that we somewhat broke out of this ascending wedge. And as I said in my video yesterday, this happened in the past between 5,500 and 5,000 right here. This was when we were consolidating in this zone here. I can put up the lines. This was between here and like about 5,000. So yeah, when we consolidated between 5,000 and 5,500, we had a similar pattern which broke to the upside, and you can see that it slowly broke to the upside, and then we saw a huge a parabolic, well, the bull trend went parabolic, and I think that we might be seeing the same thing here. You can see we're in a similar pattern, descending wedge. We broke out. It's pretty slow on the way up, and we might see some further bull action here in the near future if this keeps playing out, if we don't roll over. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked my analysis. If you did, if you didn't, leave a like, leave a comment down below. And if you want to make sure to get my videos when they come out, hit the bell. And with that, I'll see you all in the next video.